Tofresh Tzadik. Okay. We're going to do a smattering of this siman. The siman is very important because this siman discusses how to be Yotze the megillah. And many people don't know some important basic things. Okay, we did Sif Aleph last time. Sif Beis. Afilu Shnayim, Afilu Asarim Yocholim Lekroisa B'Yachad, V'Yotzim Heim, V'Hashayim Mehem. The people that are lading at the same time, they can be Yotze, and people that hear from them can be Yotze. Says the Mishnah Berurah, V'Hada Amin and Trei Kol Eloi Mishtoi, that which there's a cloud that two voices cannot be heard. Then you Kriyas HaTorah V'Shar Duchtei, the Kriya Zu Chaviva B'Yosim Epnei Hanes, since the Kriyas HaMegillah is Chaviva B'Yosim, Yohiv Daita Lishmoy Heitev. A person is able to overachieve and pay attention. The Kivon Shekain Poshet Hu De Margish Ba'atza Shemebal Bolei HaKodesh Yeshelo Lishmoy Kol HaTevos Bevadei Lo Yotza. This halacha is what I call a very difficult halacha. From the questions where this is nogeya in every day in a shul, is in this shul we have a minig which is brought by the poskim, and some poskim say it's a very good minig, and some people poskim say it's a very bad minig. Okay? So there's nothing like Judaism, right? That is that we have all of the Avelim say Kaddish together. So there's a few problems with that. Now, one of the problems is Trei Kol Eloi Mishtoi. So when you have two people saying Kaddish, so you don't hear anybody. So how could you answer if you don't hear anybody? Okay? And how do they have a minyan? Okay? What? I know the Sfardim maybe it is, but whatever. But I'm just going to be placed with this. Now, we don't say, halacha doesn't say that in places where you consider it chaviv, you could be yotze. They just say in places where Chazal say that you could be yotze, if you feel you can't, then you can't. So this is an important halacha. Now, I'm just going to say over right now the machlekes, the Briskerov and the Chazon Ish, which is a very important halacha. This question is in so many places that it has relevance, but in Mikra Megillah, it's fascinating. According to the Chazon Ish, if you have 10 people sit here in this room, and they all lein Megillah at the same time, they 1, 2, 3, go, and they all lein, so that's Persume Nisa. Right? You're doing it ba'asara. According to the Briskerov, you're doing it b'yachidus.
One reading and 10.
No, when 10 are reading.
No, right, because one is reading it. Because 10 are reading, you need one to...
Each one of the 10 is doing it b'yachidus. Right? You know, there is no mitzaref between them. They're just all doing it at the same time. So why should that be called that you're doing the Megillah Ba'asara? If you have one guy, we have 10 different shuls on the block, and they all start at 8 o'clock Mikra Megillah. Is that called you did a B'tzibur? Each person in every house, there's a different person doing it. Is that called B'tzibur? No. So what makes it B'tzibur? No, that's absolutely wrong. Usually it's because we're doing it together. No, but the first thing is you have to be doing it together. Yes. So how do you do things together? Because he's doing it for them, so that they all have one thing. So that's called that they're doing it together. According to the Chazon Ish, if you have 10 people doing it all at the same time, that's called that they're doing it together. You have a very good question, and this is a machlekes, the Chasam Sofer, the Igros Moshe, Shevet Halevi. There's a lot of discussion about this. How and when you're makayim the mitzvah of Tefillah B'tzibur, when you daven B'tzibur. According to some, it's the Shtilah Shmonaseh. According to some, it's the Chazaras Hashatz. According to some, it could be either of them. I have no idea. I didn't ask him. No, there's no. I don't. I'm not. The Brisker says that you have to be doing it together, not at the same time. Together. You have to. There's one happening for all 10 people. And the Chazon Ish says, no, if you have 10 people doing it at the same time, that's enough. So a very important machoikis. Okay. Now the next halacha is also very important. You have to learn the whole thing from the ksav. If you read it bal peh, you're not yotza. You have to have everything written. If there's some words that are missing, you have half the words missing. And the kaira was called, the kaira said those words bal peh, yotza. Now here is a.
If half those are missing, how's it a kosher megillah? So that he's reading from.
You have it exactly backwards. If you have Rebbe from Megillah, it's a kosher Megillah. Okay, so this is where this is. Now let's finish the halacha inside. Then we'll learn the Mishnah Berurah. Then we'll discuss the question. Says the Ramah, "Aval im hishmit tchilasa oisayfa, afilu miuta lo yatsa." If you're missing the beginning and the end, that's no good. If you just have some words missing, that's okay. But if you're missing a whole section, then you're in trouble. Okay? Even if they're on the page, but they're not legible, then you're not yaitza. Now, I'm going to read a Mishnah Berurah, and I'm going to say over a psak from Rav Moshe Feinstein, and a psak from Reb Chaim Greineman, and I want the Olam to tell me which side they're on. Okay? Says the Mishnah Berurah. Okay. V'huli kuvo. Das Reva Poiskim afilu mchisa mimena rak teva achas lo yatsa mitoch haksav. Before b'shas afilu kol hakol pasuk b'megillah ela shelo hoisa megillah kshera lo nami mikri b'al peh v'lo yatsa. Okay, that's pashut. V'tzorch she'ek suva. V'tzoyin lever demada min lo yatsa hainu im kaira b'al peh es kol ha-megillah aruba. Avim kar miktsasa kshera b'di'evet. Afilim ha'isa sibas kiyasa bal peh b'mnei sha'sefer hishmit boy eza tevas b'emtza ad chatzel v'hochrach hakar l'kreisam bal peh because they weren't there. Av shalachatchila einachzon likra megillah shachzer tevas mikol makom b'di'evet your yotza. Al b'di'evet im ein lo megillah acheres kar bo l'chatchila you could learn from a one that's chaser l'chatchila as long as you have afilu ad chetzia v'chetzia yesh la'ayin. If you say chetzia is like you have it or you don't. Aval in hishmit de bezeh nira kesefer chaser. If you're missing words, it's like a sefer chaser. Masha ein kein kishenishra bo pasuk be'emtza eino ela kesefer shalom sheyesh bo tos. If you're missing the beginning and the end, so then there's something missing in the sefer. The sefer is no good. If you're missing in the middle, it's like it has a mistake because the beginning and the end are important places. Okay? Okay, so that little bit halacha, and he discusses that. Okay, kolzman shatu samenim ruban shalmagila hoyel v'nikris igeres. Afilu miyuta, afilu chaser rak pasuk rishon achron nami adin came that you're not yaitzu. Dafkala hishmit in shalem, divi hishmit in shalem near kesefer chaser. That's not called a mistake. That's called an incomplete book. Now I'm going to share with you a psak from Rav Moshe Feinstein. I know this psak from two sources. This is a not documented psak from Rav Moshe Feinstein. I know that from at least two sources. And that is as follows. There are many shuls, this shul is not one of them unfortunately, that have Nevi'im. Okay? Now, no, that's you have to go to a conservative shul to have prophets. But but Orthodox shuls don't usually have prophets. Okay. But
We have a couple of them.
we have?
We have a couple of them.
Okay, so yeah, we have some Nevi'im. Now the question is,
We still have the couple.
Scroll.
for Haftarah,
You probably.
Huh?
we have Treyoser and we have Yeshaya.
The most stuff over.
Okay, now many shuls around the world 100 years ago had Nevi'im, but the Ashkenaz shuls, but their Nevi'im were in a sorry state. And the question is, what makes a Navi puzzle? Okay, this is the question. So Reb Chaim Greineman says, like a Sefer Torah. Whatever is for Sefer Torah, same thing for a Navi. Rav Moshe Feinstein says, a Navi is like a megillah. Whatever works for a megillah works for a Navi too.
So megillah has no Shem Hashem.
That's the only difference? It also has whole different words.
I know, but that's
What did we just learn? Why is a megillah kosher?
Most of it's
No, but what's that's
getting in there.
no, but what's the reason why? So what did the Mishnah Berurah say? Right. This is called a letter, and a letter just have to get the main point across.
Maybe that doesn't apply to a Navi. Maybe it's not called
Right,
Torah.
right. So the question is, where does Rav Moshe get his psak from? And there are those who come to try to for this Igros Moshe. But the bottom line is that this is a fascinating machlokes, and I think that this is the Pashas is a very good raya against Rav Moshe, the halacha over here. But I don't think it's a conclusive raya. I will just say over, since we're mentioning this halacha, I will read a Sharet Tzion, which don't think we're ever going to learn these halachas, at least not in this Gilgal, until we get there. Okay. Okay. Should be over here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Where does he sit? Oh, here we go. Kosav Olavush. Tamati al shaloi ra'isi noagin lichtov haftaris kedin sefer. Okay? Ki haya nira li she'en yotzim klal b'kriyas haftara b'chumash manit posin. Kivan she'en nichtavim b'chol hilchos sefer Torah or megillah. Ma zeh? Sefer Torah or megillah? Where the megillah come from? Okay. V'ataza Magen Avraham Yishu haminig v'shilu da'avadei dfus gam al niyar shaloi beglila muter le'inyan zeh mikol makom das Magen Avraham detzorch likros haftar mitech novi shalom hanitwas v'lo mitech haftar levad hanitreses b'chumash. Okay. וכן גם כן תעשה על ירבו, מכל מקום אם אין להם רק הפטרה הנתפסת בחומש, יש לסמוך על ההוקל של לבטל קריאת הפטרה. אך לכתחילה בוודאי רואי ונכון שיהיה לכל ציבור נביאים שנכתבים בקלף כדין, שאז גם שמץ נכתב מקדושה, מה שאין כן כשהוא על נייר ונתפס. Okay? Okay, it's about kilos that they have it, v'ashrei chelkom. Okay. I'm going to read right now a Shari Tzion. Okay, and whoever this speaks to them, it's a fascinating thing. Whether you need to have a navi or not. Mio ein limchas b'yad anogim lahalkol. Do bechlal eis lasas Hashem, and you can be mekel. Shekosher l'chol tzibur nichtov neviim b'klav kedin. Kedin, which din, right? Okay. Avo bevadai hatzibur shayacholis b'yodom yesh lam lichtov haneviim kadin. Uprat b'yomenu. Here's the line that I wanted to say over. Prat b'yomenu. שמפזרים הרבה כסף על תכשיטי בית הכנסת שאין נחוץ כל כך וכוונתם לשם שמיים כדי לקיים זה כליבם ויהיו בוודאי מצווה לשנוס בכתיבת נביאים הקדושים comes first. Okay? So before you decide to do something grandiose, this is a fascinating Shari Tzion. Okay, let's continue.
Is there somebody that says you can write Nevi'im without tagging?
Yes. Okay, we're not learning the Nevi'im. Mi she'toifes b'yodo megillah she'eino kshera. A person who has a megillah that's not kosher, lo yikra im shliach tzibur. He should not read along with the shliach tzibur. Ela shomea v'shoisik. He should listen and be able with what the chazan say from. V'chein lo yisayeh shum adam al pei hachazan. V'lochein oisam psukin shekohen hakol tzichin hachazan lachso v'likroisam mitoch megillah kshera, because you should be able to them from the chazan and not from your own laning. Now, this halacha has many different practical things to it. I was asked yesterday, someone called me up, and he said to me, I would like to go to Beit Shemesh on Thursday night, and I'm going to be in Yerushalayim for Mikmah Megillah. Is there any problem with me hearing the Megillah in Yerushalayim? That was the question that he asked. I had this answer question me twice within a half hour. The first guy who asked me the question was a yeshiva shagai. So I'll tell you what I told him. I said to him, get a hold of a kosher Megillah and read along with the Baal Koreh. Why? What's Mamanashach?
That's on him, so whatever his din is, he read it.
Right. So on the tzad, and even discuss with him with the brachas, what to do with the brachas. It's like a very complicated question. But many places can say that you can be Yaitza in Yerushalayim even if you're planning to be in Beit Shemesh.
They said both reading, everyone's reading on the same night, so why does it make a difference?
Can I ask you a question? If you are doing you're davening, I came to a shtibel, and they're up to Shemona Esrei. So I daven together with them, but I'm up to Mincha and they're davening Ma'ariv. This could happen, right?
Yeah.
Could you be Yaitza? You know, it's a different Shemona Esrei. I want someone to be. I can't read so well. I want it to be Moitzimi. I'm doing Mincha and he's doing Ma'ariv. What's that? But first, you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I am a Ben Beit Shemesh. When I am learning on Thursday night and Friday morning, I am doing what's called a Kriya Bizmanoi. The guy in Yerushalayim who's learning, he's doing a Kriya Shaloi Bizmanoi.
Happens to be the same day, but it's not really
right. He's not really doing the same thing. So even though it's the same words,
And even at the same time.
and even at the same time, it's not necessarily the same thing, right? Just like you as in go to a Sephardi shul that they daven Ma'ariv after plug, and you can daven Mincha after plug, right? You can do the same thing. You're just not doing the same thing, right? So I'm not, I'm just saying this kind of a thing happens. It happens also. I'll just mention it. Two places where this happens. There's a tshuva in the Har Tzvi which discusses a person who wasn't in shul for Parsha Zachar, and he wants to be Eitzah Parsha Zachar in Kisei.
Right.
So he discusses if the Shliach Tzibur works if he doesn't have you in mind. And he says that it doesn't work, because what he's reading is the Parsha Shavua. He's not reading Parsha Zachar. And it works with a different format. Even it's the same Kriya, doing the same thing, but it's not all the same things are created equal. That's the basic...
What is the mitzvah of Parsha Zachar? It's to hear it? To remember it? I mean, why does it make a difference?
It's
By
to
what
read
means
it.
you hear it or remember it?
I don't know how many means are there. There's only one means with your either you say it or you heard it.
Right. So what's the difference?
But that's not what the halacha Kriyas HaTorah and Shul on Shabbos is. In other words, Kriyas HaTorah and Shul on Shabbos, you do not need Shemei HaKohenah to be Yaitza. It's a din on the tzibur, and the tzibur has it, and you're part of the tzibur, and that's why you have to have it. But you don't need Shemei HaKohenah to have it work, and Zachar you do. It works with a different, and it's a different chiyuv. So you have to have the person know about it. Okay.
So if the Balkor knows,
Yeah, if he can.
it will work.
Yeah, if he has it in mind to be mitziu with that for that chiyuv, it works.
So that's all you need.
Right. Okay. Now here in this shul, a few times Yoel Steiner asked me before Kisei if he should. I said, don't announce anything. You can have it in mind that somebody will yaitza, but you should not announce anything. This is not our minig to do this. Okay, for many reasons. All right. Now.
So if I make kiddush and I drink wine and someone else is drinking grape juice, do you have to?
I have no clue what you're talking about.
I'm making kiddush for a group of people, kiddush, whatever.
One second.
I'm drinking wine and they're having grape juice. Or I'm having a sweet wine, they're having a dry wine.
Yeah.
So, are they yotze with my bracha?
Yeah. What are they being yotze?
They'll have to drink to be yotze kiddush.
And not only that, could well be the Bei Pri Hagofen isn't part of kiddush. B'chal. What? It's a Birchas Hanene. This week, on Friday night, there are going to be people that are going to be Paris Mapa Makadosh. Right? Mm-hmm. Those people, I assume, are not going to make a Bei Pri Hagofen or Hamoitzi. What?
Okay, I heard in Kolno this morning, Queen Kadash holds that when you make the bracha originally, you have kavanah that it can only last a certain amount of time.
What you said has absolutely nothing to do with what I said. You're trying to tell me that you can create, that you could say a Bei Pri Hagofen.
Yeah, right.
I didn't say it. I said that the halacha is that you don't make a Bei Pri Hagofen. That's all. And I'll tell you a different thing. If the guy didn't drink any wine in the Suda until he was Paris Mapa, he also doesn't, right? Right? But the halacha is the same halacha. That Pri Chodesh is a very big machlokes. The Tvua Shor in Siman Yotes in Yeredeya goes to town against this subject. Whether you can have brachas end when you like. Could I have 5 apples over here? Could I say I want the bracha to go only on apple 1, and I'll make another bracha on apple 2?
Not if it's in front of you.
Why not?
You're the Baal Bracha, why not?
What?
You can limit your brachas. I guess you can.
Are you allowed to do it? Let's say you could do it. Are you allowed to do it?
We're not
Hashem
talking about
Hashem.
Hashem.
Yeah, so it should be usher. So what are you talking about?
But we want to know if you could. You could. It's a
What?
question that's
No,
written.
so that depends on other things. This subject to Klal Yisrael as a whole is the subject of eating kugel before making hamoitzi on Shabbos morning. That's where everybody goes to town. This is where that subject is. Okay, and all right, let's carry on. Okay, there are a lot of halachas over here which are more relevant than you would think. Kara l'siyurugin hanu sheposek bo v'sho achakach chozer l'mokom sheposek, and this happens very many times. Afilu shal kedei ligmar kula yotza. And I've seen this. The guy gets a little bit tipsy or something like that, then he has to step out or whatever. V'afilu imsach b'ntayim mi'u goarim b'misha sach b'ntayim, because you're not supposed to talk. Okay.
Does it resume in the middle of the pasuk?
Yes. Okay, next halacha. HaKoires ha-megillah lemafreya lo yotza. Now, kora pasuk echad v'dilig hasheni v'kora shlishi v'achar chaz v'kora sheni lo yotza mipnei shekora lemafreya pasuk echad. This halacha is very important because there are people who, when they miss something, they go back and read. They have to overtake the Balkaira in order to be Yaitza, because otherwise they fell into this halacha. Okay. What?
Not so easy to do.
I think it's rather easy to do if a Balkaira is not at speed. I think that most people are fluent in the Megillah. You know, it's not something which is hard to read. People who have, been doing this for many years. Okay. Okay. I'm going to skip now. Where is it? Okay. We're going to start from Yudalit. Hakaras HaMegillah tzarich sheyechaven lahoitzi hashomeya. You have to have in mind to be mighty the shomeya. This is not an automatic thing. Okay? Even if they're not in the shul. We're not particular about mistakes that the Balkaira makes. And here is a very important caveat that goes with this. We don't care about mistakes which are not of major consequences. They're sitting in front of Yehudim, which also means just a different way of saying it. He didn't have either of them go back. If the toos is a toos that changes the inyan, then you have to go back. And this is actually a machlokes in the tour. By every kriyas HaTorah, what you have to go back for. Okay.
Yoshev and Yoshev would be an issue.
Could be, yes. Tzorech loymar aseres b'nei hamon va'aseres hakol b'neshima achas. You have to say the aseres b'nei hamon and the word that comes afterwards, va'aseres b'neshima achas. Why? L'hoidia shekulam nergu v'nitlu ke'echad. Okay? V'davka l'chatchila v'di'everim hifsik b'neim yotza. Okay, now there is a discussion over here about this, if Shomea Ka'oine can do the Neshima Achas for you. But I'm not going to get involved. I don't know, I'm not going to get involved in that. Okay. Okay. Tzorach sheyoymar ora Avrohom Baruch Mordechai Arura Zersh Brucha Esther Arurim Kol Tzadik Avdei Galilim Bruchim Kol Tzadikim Tzorach sheyoymar Gam Chavon Zachol Atov. Okay, that's now. Minig Akal Yisrael Shakore Kore Poishet Kigeres Laharas Hanes. The Megillah is spread out on the bima like an Igeres. Ukashayigmar Chazer V'Kar Chakuloi Umavarach. And the Bracha Achrona is only said after it's put back in its original position. There And those psukim are the Hainu Ish Yehudi, Mordechai Yotza, Lahudim Vayisa'ira, Ki Mordechai Yehudi. Those psukim are said b'kol ram, and as we said before, but you should be Yotza with the Kriya of the Chazan. V'chei noagim b'dinas elu. V'chazan choyzer v'kara oison. V'oid kosku she'noagu hatinoikas lotzor tzuras homim al eitzim v'avonim. Oy lichtov shem hamon aleim v'la'koisam ze al ze kedei she'mocha shmoy al derech mochoy timcha zecher amolek. V'shem risham yirkov. Okay? Now, umizeh nishtar v'aminig she'makeh hamon k'shekoyin ha-megillah beis ha-knesses ve'en levato shul minig oy lilog alav ki lo lachinim hukvu. Okay, so I think that there's a place for us to understand that there was a change, right? The Ramah says there was a change that took place. Okay, the minig was that they made tzuras haman al eitzim v'avonim, oy lichtov haman aleim v'la'koisam ze al gadei she'imoche, right? And so what they were doing they were being moiche the haman.
They were trying to wipe it out by banging or causing it.
Right, but they were interacting negatively with a representation of haman. We just bang when we say the word haman, right? So we're not really doing. That's what he says. This minig that we have is not. It's a improper minig, extension of something which was far greater than that which we do. Okay. Okay.
Sheer haman?
What?
How long you should bang for sheer haman?
No.
Anything to that?
No. I was going to answer your question, not the way you would like.
Okay.
I'll start with a brisker chumrah. What? Okay, this is about Rosh Hashanah I'm speaking. Okay, when in most shuls, when Chazaras Hashatz is said, and Simcha li'artzecha sasa birecha, right? Everybody sings along, right? May a person do that? So in brisk, they're machmer that the tekiyas have to be ala seder, and you have to be being yotze with chazaras hashatz in order to have the tekiyas ala seder. So what's the singing that you're doing over here in the middle?
We learned it.
What?
For us, it's part of davening.
Part of that.
Is it?
For us.
Are you yotze without it?
Yeah. We use the
It's not part of davening. I want to tell you something. When you go to a shul, like you go to a yekesh shul that has a choir, and they're singing, and you're singing along with it, is that part of davening? It's a embellishment of tefillah. It's the same question.
Okay.
No, but a piyut is a tefillah. It's not. It's the same question, but on a way different level.
Well, when I'm singing with the chazan, I'm saying a piyut.
What are you doing when you're singing with the chazan?
I am.
You're helping yourself.
You're being or dveikus to Hashem.
That's wonderful.
Right. Al derech tefillah though, with the words I'm saying. Al derech tefillah.
It's nothing to do with your tefillah.
Making the
It's
davening
words.
nicer.
It's the words of
we said you're
tefillah.
allowed to do.
So it's just like you see in the middle of your Suda.
It's like a.
You're saying it in the middle of your Suda on Shah and Yantif. Where's that?
No, I'm in the middle. Just like I said a piyut 5 minutes ago. I'm saying now a new piyut with the chazan.
You're not saying a piyut with the chazan,
Okay.
and you're not even planning to say a piyut with the chazan. You're making the tefillah nicer.
Also.
No, that's it. You're not trying to be mispalel. Yes.
People are thinking about the words.
What?
Are you suggesting if you sing along it's a hefsek?
I'm questioning. And there are many who say that it is a hefsek. Now, whether a hefsek bothers us or not, and whether the hefsek that's l'tzorech hatfila makes it different, all these are questions that, go with this subject that we're talking about. But the question is a real question.
So it's singing with the chazan or singing not with the chazan?
To say, from my point of view, it's all the same. All you're doing is making the tefillah enhanced.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with your davening.
That's my tefillah.
It's
You already davened one answer.
Yeah, but I was saying he said this.
It's making Rosh Hashanah.
No,
so
it's
not.
No, I understand what you're trying to say. I don't think
In
so.
the
I'm
base of
saying, what are you
Mikdash,
gonna
when
sing
the
for
Levim
a
sing,
while?
did anyone
That'll
sing
be
with
awesome.
them?
I would imagine, but they weren't being yetsa anything. There wasn't nothing going on. That was what was
That
happening.
was part of the service. No?
Yeah, and that's what's going on.
So why is, and that's what's going on in Shul too. I mean,
That's not what's going on in shul. Chazar Zashatz is what's going on.
right?
It's a different subject.
It's all binkom avodah. There it's the avodah itself.
No, the Shir Levim is not avodah. It's Kohanim b'avodah.
That was a machlokas, no? It's part of the avodah.
Yeah, but it's not part of the avodah. But it's not part of the avodah as what we call part. What you meant by as part of the avodah. It's part of the service that happens in the Beis Hamikdash, and when a person who's not the Levi is singing along, he's not doing anything, right? He may be enhancing his own experience.
So when you sing with the chazan, problem is because you're not hearing the chazan?
No.
What are you doing then? The chazan
No,
is still doing it.
you are speaking. It's just like you say, pass the coffee in the middle of Chazar Zashatz.
Middle of Kiyaz.
How about you?
That's not you're allowed to do.
Yeah, amen. Like l'chaim l'shalom, l'sif l'sasa. When they add the amens, it's much worse than probably.
Well, there it's a response to the tefillah. If if you're doing it, so then you are interacting with the tefillah that's happening.
And the singing is not.
Just an enhancement.
I don't.
I don't know.
And when we learn this
not
halachas,
davening
we
yourself,
said
you're
it's
just
okay
trying
to
to do Messiah. It's not Musa Seder.
If somebody asks me if you could do it, I think that you could do it. But I understand the question is a serious question, because anything that you're doing that is, if somebody would ask me in the middle of Chazar Sashatz, can they look at a Pirush? I would say that they could do that too, even though it's not part of the davening, but it's
Perish on the davening? Or
yeah.
just
No, a Pirush on the davening. So you're enhancing. You're, right,
understanding what you're saying.
right. So that's also
What you said.
okay.
So how's it go? What's it got to do with Purim? Why did we
What?
why did we come on to this?
Oh, because
We started with the Bruska Chumrah. Oh, the Shir of Amens. I was asking about is there
oh, so now the question is, when the person is doing Haman,
Why is that?
is that part of the happening of the Megillah? The answer is yes. So it cannot be a hefsek.
How about those?
Yeah, not the way. They're saying they can go on as long as you want, because once we say it's mutter, then they could. Yeah.
No, because it's part of the.
So there's no shear. Once they're allowed to do it, they could keep.
Yeah.
During Yom Noayim, people make, in Israel, I've noticed these imitation sighing noises during the tefillah. They go, oh, like that. Give certain points in the tefillah. I hope that could be considered a hefsek. So
Why are they doing
Don't have
that?
any blowhorns over there?
Why are they doing that?
I don't know why they do it.
It's,
I've noticed in
it's the crying noises.
imitation.
Or blowhorns.
You mean
The choir responses.
Because that's the mitzvah is to hear
You're
it.
not speaking.
Why isn't that a hefsek?
Why is the mitzvah to blow the shofar to hear the shofar?
Nishma kol shofar.
So why is one different than the other?
The mitzvah of the Megillah is also to hear the Megillah, right? When women make the bracha, they make a bracha l'shmoya. Shema mikra Megillah according to some machlekes.
Their mitzvahs.
Because but our mitzvah also your yaitzu shmiya. But the mitzvah is to read it.
There's no mitzvah to make those sounds, is there?
No.
So let that go, we should be doing megillah, we should be reading quietly along.
Now that has to do with the Shalom Briskerov and the Chazon Ish.
You can find me now, they don't do it. Just look for the right minyan.
Yeah. Okay.
Next week is Pesach.
Next week is Pesach?
Next week is Hilchos Pesach.
Oh, okay. All right.